Man, you gotta be kidding me. There really is gold at the end of the rainbow. Come on, man. Y'all really gonna make us work this hard to remove this stuff? I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is the thing about it. What's make this so hard? And I'm not the one to talk about nobody work. That's not what I do. I don't talk about installers, and I don't talk about the previous work somebody done, because I understand. But in this case right here, I'm just gonna explain to you what's going on with this vehicle, because we gotta remove that. We're gonna prep it for a vinyl wrap. This is a spray wrap. We gotta take that off. And if you know spray wraps shoot inside everywhere. That's the benefit to a spray wrap, because it covers a whole lot more than what a vinyl wrap could. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this. I'm gonna break down what's going on with this vehicle, and I'm gonna tell you what the issue is. So here's the issue. The customer tried to remove as much as possible from this vehicle. Now, you wonder what's on this vehicle. What is that? The gray area is primer, and more so, I'm sure, Bondo. What the customer wanted to do was get everything smooth before the vinyl wrap. So they got it on the front, they got it on the back. They pretty much got this Bondo primer everywhere. Now when it comes down to this color, I don't know what color it is. They said that it was Mardi Gras over, I guess, teal or mint. I don't know, it looks like mint. But anyway, the material, I know plastic dip when I see it, because you see that rubbery feel? That's plastic dip. Now, with plastic dip, I'm gonna tell you something about plastic dip. There's no way you can get this shine from plastic dip with glossifier. And the reason why I know that is because this is hard. This is hard like factory clear coat. That's exactly what that is. Clear coat over plastic dip. Now the thing is, what makes that dangerous, that's a bad combination. You want to keep in mind, when you're using these materials, you want to use the proper materials so that people like myself and people like yourself can remove this properly when it comes down to removing it. This is designed to only give you a certain amount of years before you need to remove it or redo it. Now here, what makes it hard is because the clear coat that's on here, you see that? That clear coat is breaking up separately. It's breaking up separately because it's not compatible. So therefore, it's gonna make it difficult to remove this. This is very difficult to remove. Now, the difficult parts are gonna come into play when it comes down to areas like this right here. The edges are sealed by that clear coat, because if it's thin, that clear coat's gonna seal it, and it's gonna be kind of hard to get to. Now, when it comes down to the weather strips, normally a pressure washer and dip dissolver can get this stuff off. But you see how damaged that is? That's from a pressure washer being too close. And it just pretty much ripped up the weather strip around the door. You see, the customer tried and they realized it was too hard to do. So we gotta do the entire roof, and that's the most difficult part to remove. But the clear coat is, come on, man, you can't do that. Like I said, I'm not the one to talk about nobody work, but don't do that, man. Come on now. Makes it hard to do. So we're gonna go ahead and get into removing everything off this vehicle. We're gonna test the vinyl to make sure that it's gonna stick to this grade area. And then we're gonna get to it. Break down the parts, and we'll go from there. Now, as mentioned, when you're using these materials, use the proper materials that you purchase. You don't want to mix this stuff up, because it makes it more difficult to remove it. If you're using plastic dip, use plastic dip products. If you're using Proline, use Proline. If you're using Rail, use Rail. Don't mix it with Autoflex or anything to that nature, or even the spherical gloss from Rail. You can't mix that stuff. It's just not what the directions state you to do. Directions are there for a reason. So that's a note for you. Keep that in mind. All right. If you want to be a successful rapper or a successful installer, and you want to proceed with the business, do everything properly, and you'll be successful. Just like me. Let's get into it. So that concludes the end of the video. And what I like to do is take you on a tour to show you exactly what we did to this vehicle. Let's go. So we have the Cadillac Escalade with its new wrap finish. And the description below is exactly where we got this wrap from. Holographic effects over like a mint color, sky blue. And look at that in the center though. We replaced the red with the blue, or the holographic, or whatever you want to call it. Rainbow effects, man. We swing this thing around and you see it. Preferably you see it wherever the sun hits or any light hits. And you take it all the way through, and it just has that secondary color in there. All the way through, and you swing it around, you see the effects. Just changes back to its normal, natural color. Take it to the back side. Got the same effect when the sun hits. Just different, man. We got it also on the back. We got it in the center also of the emblems. If you see that color, video don't do this no justice. In the middle of that emblem really sets it off. The video don't do this no justice. When you got a secondary color that's hitting like that with those metallic effects, that's like two cars in one. So you have the option to do that. If you want to make your car look better from what it previously looked like, or you want to protect your paint, this is the way to go. Vinyl wraps and liquid spray wraps. That's the way to go. Now before, this car had no life in it. Now it's the life of the party. My subscribers, thank y'all for checking out this video, and thank y'all for subscribing. For those who haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Hit that subscribe button down there below. Catch y'all on the next video.